Hi guys, I'm Benjamin and welcome to my YouTube channel. I come from a small town in the United States and just recently moved to Mexico to see what it's like here. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video. A little while back we decided to drive into the unknown vast desert wasteland, out past all of civilization, pretend that place doesn't exist, and travel to a few smaller towns. First stop, Laredo. Day 1. After an arduous 4.5-hour drive, we finally arrived at Laredo. Immediately after getting out of the car, my mom got stuck in a hole in the road and almost fell. So that was pretty cool, and once we started getting to look around, I learned the center of the city pretty quickly. Now's a great time to mention what Laredo was like, and I think I can sum it up into 2 words: old and Catholic. So basically the main reason this town is even a town at all is this big church in the middle of town. Towns in the beginning used to grow up around the missions along California, most well-known missions being, San Diego and San Francisco, like the huge cities today. But Loreto's even cooler because it was the first one of these missions ever slapped on the Baja Peninsula, or California in its entirety. They also say it used to be the capital of the Californias, but for some reason the internet doesn't actually back that up, so I guess no one said otherwise, right? So yeah, after looking around a bit, we found the main mission that the city was built around. We also found this city's version of the Malecon, which is vastly outmatched by the one in my city, but it was cool. And also I got some sick footage of the Loreto sign. We also ate lunch and it was nachos. Yeah, they were pretty fine, but they didn't have any cheese, which my body probably greatly appreciated, but I did not. I will put my body on its knees and make it eat as much cheese as I want it to. And I also forgot what I ate for supper, okay? I didn't say I did a good job documenting this whole trip. I give day 1 a 7 out of 10. Anyway, day 2. So you know that mission we saw yesterday? That mission is lame, absolute garbage, because we have a new mission in town, San Javier. This guy saw this place in the middle of the desert, and he said, let's build a church here. And here we are. This place was sick. It was a nice church with a lot of space around it, and a nice little museum kind of place that we saw that cost 20 pesos to get into. I still think we might have gotten scammed, but it was pretty cool, I guess. But the best place was this. An olive tree that was like 300 years old, and another one that got burned down in a fire. I even saw a little baby hummingbird in the trees. But back to the mission. This mission was built back when the Spanish explorers first came to California, but couldn't really get the traction of, 20,000 people. So it's just a really small location with a giant church. It's a little weird. The rest of the day consisted of traveling to and from the mission and exploring Laredo a little bit more. And also we got this cool shot of the mountains. Overall, I give day 2 an 8 out of 10. That is, until night, when this horrendous beeping noise woke us all up twice. So yeah, maybe we had an Airbnb a little too close to town, but that was just so infuriating. Why did they let it happen twice? If the alarm system malfunctioned, then why didn't they just turn it off? Besides, what is the point of an alarm if there were legitimately 0 police officers that showed up there? Huh? Day 2 was 5 out of 10 because of that nightmare. Another thing that happened that night was that I was having a dream, and I was swimming in a pool, and all of a sudden there were like 30 crabs in there. So obviously I swam out, and then a lobster spat on me. So yeah, not my best dream either. Day 3. So you know that mission we saw yesterday? Well, that mission is, I'm just kidding. Today we're going out to this island here named Coronado. Now this place is very similar to Espiritu Santo, which I've already made a video on, which you can watch, and it had more sea lions, which is pretty cool. Also saw some birds and got to be at the beach for a little bit. Overall, not an incredibly productive day, but it was nice to travel around the island, and it reminded me a bit of a pause. And then I ate the worst burger of my life. It was like some mystery meat or something. It tasted like sausage. I think it was because of whatever sauce they had on top. They also put some leaves in the burger. I think there was some kind of lettuce. And also, of course, a bird decided, yeah, let's poop on this guy, which is pretty gross and humiliating and sad. Day 4. So beside Laredo, there's a small gated community with a golf course and stuff called Laredo Bay, and it's pretty expensive. I personally didn't find it all that interesting. It was kind of just a lot of big houses where rich people would live. Kind of felt a little snobby there, too. Oh, you live inside town? Oh, I live 5 minutes away, and away from all the disgusting people. But yeah, the houses were nice. Also, there were like hundreds of houses and then only like 2 pools, which yes, once again, sounds pretty snobby. But if I was going to live in a place that costs, I would at least want a semi-private pool. Day 5. Woke up in the morning, ate breakfast at probably the most fantastic place in all of Laredo, and then traveled like 2 hours to reach Mulege. On the way there, we stopped by all these tiny beaches, and we also saw a beach seal. I think it was a seal. I kind of forgot what it was. But here, I'll show you guys some beach video because it's nice and stuff. And once we finally made it to Mulege, it looked okay and fine and stuff. Kind of like Loreto. But nothing can outmatch my boy La Paz over here in the ring. He knocks these boys out 2-on-1. But yeah, Mulege was pretty cool. Side note, when we came up to our Airbnb, all of a sudden the road got super dusty and rocky, but we lucked out and we weren't just in a barn, so that's good. Mulege was a much smaller town, and it kind of reminded me of home, not to be confused with home. The first day in Mulege was pretty cool. We just kind of went around the city and ate some food. I had a good burger, so that was cool. Kind of redeemed the one back in Laredo. Day 6. So day 6 we traveled out to get this, another mission. This one was basically the same as all the others, but quite a bit smaller, and for some reason they didn't let us go in. But this is a pretty sick view, let's be fair here. I guess this would be a good time to give my thoughts on Mulege. No, simply because of the fact that it doesn't have a grocery store. I mean, sure, it's got a grocery store, but it's nothing like the 3 gigantic stores we have here in La Paz all next to each other. Laredo doesn't really have a Walmart or anything either, but it was livable, I guess, but it would stink. But Mulege for me seems like a place I wouldn't want to stay, but it's probably a pretty nice vacation spot. Day 7. Woke up and then left for Santa Rosalia. Here's some Santa Rosalia video. We ate pizza, so that was pretty cool. Honestly, we were just kind of settling down today. Because, another drive in the hot sun doesn't feel so energizing. I'm not a plant, so if anything, I lose energy being in the sun. But yeah, the more I read the script, the more I realized how little we did. Our place wasn't even in Santa Rosalia. It was actually in San Bruno, which is an even smaller place. It has more seagulls than you could imagine. Day 8. Dawn of the final day. We kayaked. It was pretty cool. I just wanted to explore San Bruno, and we checked out the shoreline. There was a ton of seaweed and stuff, which I thought was quite interesting. I know it sounded incredibly boring, but it was pretty cool. Also, when I tried to get out of the boat, I fell and cut my foot on a rock. There's still a mark there, and the ocean has permanently scarred me. And then finally, day 9. It was just all driving. We drove back home for 7 hours. It got boring quite quickly, but at least we had a good trip. We also visited the beach with the seal again, and guess what? It wasn't there anymore. To be honest, I liked all the places we visited, but also La Paz is definitely my favorite place by far. La Paz takes these guys on 1v3. Also, when we arrived back home, alarms started to go off in La Paz too. And guess what? They were the exact same alarms I heard in Laredo. So maybe just go to Mulege if you want to live in Mexico. But that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.